Hey folks, it's Chris Daly, and it's my privilege to always bring you Jamaican doing great and impactful stuff. And do we have one for you this evening? We are going into the conversation with Mr. Kevin Jackson. He's the animating director of the Night Vision Media Ltd, the creator of the Abeeku and the Maroons animated series. It is an action-adventure micro-series for the internet and mobile platforms. He has garnered many significant awards from his work over the years. For instance, in 2013, he won Best Animation and the Best Foley of the Lingdom Vitae Film Festival. He won that. He won also for Best Short Film and Best Director in the 2016, I should say, Lingdom Vitae Film Festival. The People's Choice Award for the 1915 JFS Film Festival, and the best 1 minute, I should say, film at the 1 Minute Mobile Film Festival in Trinidad. He is a man on the move. He's very involved in the industry and the development of the Jamaican animation industry, and he volunteers for many groups to build an ecosystem. He's currently president of the Jamaica Animation Nation Network, the National Association of Animators in Jamaica. He's also marketing manager for the Jamaica Film and Television Association and vice president of Jamaica Fencing Federation. Wow, I'm not sure how he gets time to do all of this stuff, but we're pleased to have him this evening. And to do the interview is my colleague, Janice. Janice, take it away.
Well, thank you, Chris. Hi, Kevin. How's everything going?
Oh, everything's going great.
That's good. So we want our audience to get to know you a little. So let us know about your Jamaican roots.
Okay, well, I'm born right here in Kingston, Jamaica, and I've lived here all my life. And I mean, I went to the Great Jamaica College for high school and eventually University of the West Indies for my degree in computer science. That's pretty much me.
Let's see. So what and when did you get the inspiration to enter this world of film and animation?
Okay, great question. Because as I said, I graduated with a computer science degree. So it really wasn't in the initial trajectory, even though I had always expressed a love for television and the arts. You know, always drawing in class, getting in trouble, getting A's in art class. But I didn't pursue art to the CXC level. Because, you know, in Jamaica, art isn't very encouraged, so it was more pushed towards the sciences. And in terms of film, the only way my parents could get me to stop crying was to sit me in front of a TV when I was a baby. So film is something that I've always loved. And after graduating college and doing computer science for about 15 years, it just got to a point where I said, boy, I really, really don't like this. I would love to get into a creative field. And I started writing, and because I was sharing my writing works, somebody said, hey, there's this filmmaker who needs a writer. You know, would you be up for it? And I said, yeah, sure. And getting into that atmosphere, I really, really, really enjoyed it. So things took off from there. I started volunteering on sets. I started going to film festivals, started doing a little directing, production assisting, and yeah, the ball just kept rolling, and I just eventually just went straight into that atmosphere.
I see. Is there a person who motivated you to consider this career journey?
Not really. I would say it wasn't a person, it was a situation, and that situation was the corporate world. I'm generally a very nice person. I, don't like to be mean to people. But what I was realizing is in corporate Jamaica, if you want to get paid, you have to climb up the ladder. And I found that the higher and higher you climb up that ladder, the meaner and meaner you have to be to the people below you. For some reason.
It's a cutthroat type of thing,
Yeah.
Corporate America is like that too.
Right. And I wasn't very much liking it, not for my health and not for my personality, because I did find that it was affecting my health. When I became a manager, I don't think the persons under me realized how many things a manager shields them from, and how many times people above you are asking you to fire someone below you, even when you know that person doesn't deserve to get fired. And you have to do all kinds of things to ensure they don't get fired. And at a certain point, I just said, you know what? I need to make a decision. I think I was 27 at the time, and I said, okay, by the time I'm 30, I need to make a significant enough dent in the film industry to convince myself that I belong there and then make a switch. If I couldn't do that, I would stick to corporate and just climb that ladder and evolve into a shark.
Write it out.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you made. We are definitely glad you you decided to do something else, because how else would we get to talk to you? You said that your parents would put you down in front of the TV to calm you down. Were there any TV shows that mesmerized you?
Oh boy, so many, so many. I grew up on shows like MacGyver, Matlock, Magnum PI, Star Trek, Star Wars. I grew up on a lot of TV shows, a lot of movies, like Predator being one of my favorite shows. Movies.
You know what
go ahead.
Because I grew up in the U.S. They used to have cartoons in the on Saturday mornings.
Yes.
Like the Saturday mornings was like a whole bunch of cartoons. Today, is the TV programming like that in Jamaica?
It still is, but not as much as it used to be. But they still do have Saturday morning cartoons.
Ah, I see. How did you go about developing your craft?
Well, I touched on the film already. It started with writing and then eventually volunteering in different areas until I became a professional in that area. But with animation, in 2011, an animation company called Toon Boom came to Jamaica, and they talked about animation industry and how big it is and how easy it is to get into it. And I thought, okay, let me give it a try. I'm artistic, love to tell stories, and at the time, one of the major problems with film, no money to do films. So you want to do a film, but you can't get to do it. Or you have to wait on the actors. You have to wait on this person to be ready. So animation gave me this opportunity to work on things in my own time, so I could see things, progress. So I started teaching myself, which was very hard the first year. It's very daunting. But then the desire overcame that, and I just started practicing more and more and more, putting out animated shorts. And an animated short I did won an award at the Lignum Vitae Film Festival. I started getting commercials and eventually just getting involved in the animation community. I started JAN, the Jamaica Animation Nation Network, as their PR person, and then eventually was elected president. And I've been the president since 2014. So it's...
Well, congratulations on that. Subject matter is key for you. What made the Maroons your prime candidate for animation?
Oh,
I like that short. It was resonating. I really enjoyed it.
I'm happy. I'm happy that it resonated. Really and truly, my thing was that right now, all over the world, but especially in Jamaica, kids love anime, which is Japanese animation, right? Because Japanese animation tends to dive into a lot more teenage or adult topics. So you find kids are resonating with that, whereas, Western world, the cartoons tend to be a lot more for kids. And people are looking at the anime as a superior form of storytelling. They're really not enjoying our own cultural storytelling anymore. And, it irks me because I think the Maroons are our action heroes, right? They're
quite true.
So I felt like, okay, we need to tell this story and we need to make our culture cool, just as cool as the Japanese animations, just as cool as a Samurai Jack. I didn't think it made sense for us to be following all these other heroes. As great as Marvel heroes are, great as Naruto and Bleach are, I thought the Maroons needs to have a space there in people's hearts. You know, I want Jamaicans to go
Right.
dress up like a Maroon when they have like these things called cosplay, which is costume play. You know, I want them to dress
Do
up
they
like.
have that?
Yeah,
Do
they
they
do
have
have
that in Jamaica?
Jamaica.
Oh, really?
And when you go, they're dressed
Oh.
like Japanese characters. Yeah.
Okay, I did. So this is all over. I thought it was just. Well, okay.
Oh,
Well,
it's
that's good to know.
here. There are anime groups here. They have anime picnics. They have anime, you know, screenings where they watch anime. They have a lot of anime events here. The kids are
Awesome.
fanatic. They create their costumes. They create their weapons. They do all kind of things.
Oh, okay. So, back to the maroon cartoon. How will this help sustain our culture and heritage?
Well, one of the reasons why we started with the Maroons, as much as it's a hard sell with slavery as the backdrop topic, is that it tells us a lot about our history. A lot of Jamaicans don't know about our history in terms of
That's
things like
unfortunate.
they don't know where jerk chicken comes from, right? They don't know that what the Maroons did back in the day, you know, bury the meat and smoke it and, you know, season it up with all seasonings. They don't know that the Maroons were pretty much the first free slaves. You know, after the Spanish were defeated by the British, they were free. The British could not contain them, could not defeat them. They don't know a lot of things about our Jamaican culture. So this is one stepping stone to get them excited about it, get them talking about it, hopefully get them reading about it, you know, just watching these adventures and getting empowered by it. The same way Black Panther is now inspiring people to go and look at African culture in a whole new light. So that's what I'm hoping that Maroons will do for the culture.
Awesome. Well, that's definitely something positive. So who are your target group that would be interested in viewing this?
Okay, so our target group, we have set age 16 and up, right? And it is for anybody of African or Afrocentric descent, as well as Latin Americans, anyone that loves Jamaica, you know, whether it be the UK, Japan, Germany. But our primary focus right now is Caribbean and Latin America and Africa, because we think they will resonate with it the most. We definitely want the Jamaican diaspora in the United States, North America, Canada. But, you know, that's a challenge that we're just slowly chipping away at.
Let's see. What kind of viewer profile have you noticed? I mean, we know who you target, but who have you noticed really coming towards you?
Yeah, interestingly enough, one of the things, I mean, we are hitting mostly like the 20s up, or 18 up, is not quite going down to the 16 range as we had hoped. But that just might be where we're marketing it to. But one of the things that did shock me is that it's a very even split between men and women, you know, which was interesting, because when we were developing it, there was always this, you know, is it going to appeal more to men? Is it going to appeal more to women? You know, especially. That's
what I thought. I thought anime appealed more, at least when I've encountered it. It seems like they're more of a guy thing.
Right. That's what I was thinking. You know, when we saw, like, when we had, you know, released the episode and we were looking at the demographics, initially it was mostly men, but then after a while it evened out and we saw like 48% women, 52% men, and I found that very, very interesting. Because I was not expecting an even split. I was definitely expecting it to be more on the male side. 75%
guys and one or two girls struggling in. Yeah. What is the state, and I was just kind of curious, what is the state or trend of animation in Jamaica?
Okay. So in Jamaica, I'll be very, very honest. Right now, there are no Jamaican animations on TV. There used to be, but it's a very challenging state of affairs because what you have is not a lot of people are creating, unfortunately, and the studios that exist here, they're struggling at the moment. But before, what they were doing was they were working on outsourced work, so they would work with companies overseas that would send work here. But that's a huge challenge because what's happening is that we are working. How can I put it? We are not second tier, we're almost like third tier, meaning the work isn't directly coming to us from Disney. The work would be going from Disney to another studio, and then that studio, if they can't manage something, they'd be sending a piece of the work to us. As a result, we can't put our names on it. So when we are showing a reel of what we've worked on, the studios can't really show the work they've done overseas for overseas clients. So it's a tricky situation, right? Because that's what you use to get work, your portfolio. So right now things are a bit of a struggle. The government, the Animation Association, the studios are all working together to really re-energize the animation community so that work can continue.
So basically this is an untapped niche. So Jamaicans out there listening to this, you get with this man and tap this niche. I'm an entrepreneur, so anytime I see a niche that deserves to be tapped and there's a market, we got to do something about that.
Yeah,
and the talent is there.
Yeah, I mean, it would be welcoming for investors to come and help out the studios. I mean, we went to this event called Kids Screen in Miami just in February, and believe me when I say everybody was excited to come to the Jamaica booth.
Really?
They were curious. They wanted to know, what's Jamaica coming out with? What's Jamaica bringing new to the table? Because at these events, they see the same players every single year. So when they hear Jamaica, and we were there during the heights of the fanfare around the female bobsled team. So even more reason for them to be excited because they're looking at this and going, oh, is this the bobsled team of the animation industry now? Is Jamaica going to make a big splash? So we want to make sure that next year and the years to come, we come with a very strong showing, with showing some really, really lovely animation that a network would want to take up. And there were networks there who did interview us, asking us, if we had anything ready to throw on their stations or if we had anything that they could produce. So, yeah, the investment, I think the investment they'd find some return on investment if they push it this way.
Oh, okay. So what can we expect from you and your team over the horizon?
Well, for sure, we'll be putting out more episodes of Abeeku and Maroons. And we have another series which is geared more towards kids that we're working on as well. All the heads of Night Vision are also teachers. We also teach animation. And the good thing is that the schools that we teach at, they want their students to do internships. So we're going to be helping them out in that respect, getting them experience and have them working on these projects to, help get them out faster. And next year we will definitely be pushing these things, going back to Kids Screen and just pushing so that Jamaican content can, end up on a PBS Kids maybe or, ABC or Disney XD someday.
Yeah.
Well,
it will happen. Not hopefully, it will happen.
Right.
With talented people like you. So, how can folks get your material and get a hold of you?
All right. So, they can look for nightvisionmedia.com, or they can, for Abeeku, they can look for us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Our handle is Abeeku Series. So if they search for Abeeku Series on either of those platforms, they will find us.
Well, we're definitely going to push that because
our website is abeekuseries.nvml.co.
Okay. So, to learn more about Jamaican Diaspora, visit JamaicanDiaspora.com. To learn more about Chris Daly, visit digitalmedia2, that's the number 2, grow.com/VIP. And Kevin, give us that contact information one more time.
All right. So you can find us at Abeeku Series on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So facebook.com/Abeeku Series. And our website is abeekuseries.nvml.co. Or you can contact us at info, that's INFO, info at nightvisionmedia.com.
Okay. Well, Kevin, we definitely have enjoyed spending some time with you. We want much, much, much success. So the next time we interview you, you're going to be telling us about your full series and all the positive things that the universe will surely deliver to you. Okay? So thank you for spending some time with us. Bye now.
And thank you for interviewing me.